There's considerable uncertainty surrounding the Philadelphia 76ers' future in light of James Harden's trade request. Harden's partnership with reigning MVP Joel Embiid looked like one that would bear fruit. But instead, the Harden-Embiid partnership may not even last 2 full seasons, further complicating the Sixers' quest to build a championship-winning squad around the reigning MVP, especially with the New York Knicks lurking in the shadows. Thus, if the Sixers' current situation devolves into full-blown turmoil, it may not be out of the realm of possibility that Embiid asks for a trade. Crazier things have happened in the NBA. Even Damian Lillard, the league's poster boy for loyalty, has requested a trade from the Portland Trail Blazers. So as much of a bombshell a Joel Embiid trade request may be, it may be in the offing if the Sixers fail to build a contender around him. And given how much of a two-way force Embiid is, expect the vultures, perhaps most prominently the Knicks, to come circling in for the 2023 MVP. Of course, for betting individuals, gambling on Embiid to land with the Knicks anytime soon is not the wisest move. It's unlikely that the Sixers stomach the loss of 2 foundational stars in one offseason. But if worst comes to worst, the Knicks may be the franchise in the best position to swing a trade for the 29-year-old center. Here's why the Knicks can shock the NBA world and pull off a blockbuster Joel Embiid trade with the Sixers. Knicks have the trade assets to convince the Sixers. Thanks to the Rudy Gobert trade of 2022, trades involving multi-time All-Stars will never be the same again. The package the Minnesota Timberwolves traded for Gobert has now become the blueprint for any blockbuster trade involving elite players who are under contract for a few more years, bright young talents, helpful role players who could be dealt for more assets, and every first-round pick the team can include in the deal. Of course, trading for Gobert is a different thing than trading for Joel Embiid. Embiid would require an even greater return, especially when the Sixers won't find trading away their franchise cornerstone to be a pressing matter. It's also unprecedented for any team to trade away a player who had recently just won an MVP award. But if there's any team that could match whatever price it may take to pry away Embiid from the Sixers, it's the Knicks. It's a testament to how well-run the Knicks have been over the past few seasons that they're in a position to trade for any disgruntled star that could be available on the trade market. The Knicks have all of their first-round picks until the latest possible year they can trade away a draft selection, 2030, and they also have 2 other first-rounders from other teams, Dallas Mavericks and Milwaukee Bucks, that could sweeten a potential trade. Moreover, they could also dangle the Detroit Pistons and Washington Wizards' 2024 first-round picks. Although given their current rosters, those picks may end up conveying as second-rounders down the line. In addition to all those picks, the Knicks can deal away young talents such as RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and Quentin Grimes, while they could also trade Julius Randle to the Sixers if that's what the trade boils down to. Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, and Dante DiVincenzo could also be of interest to the Sixers. Trading away a superstar is never an easy pill to swallow. But if Joel Embiid forces the Sixers' hand, Philly will have difficulties finding a potential trade partner other than the Knicks who could pony up a more desirable package. New York, the mecca of basketball. The mystique of playing for big-market teams may be waning. Players these days mostly value plying their trade for teams with smart front offices that are able to build a sustainable, contending team. But when a team is well-run, and it's based in a big market in New York, the allure may be too much to pass up on. Thus, on the off chance that Joel Embiid asks out from the Sixers, there's certainly a strong possibility that he includes New York in his list of preferred destinations. Sure, the Sixers can trade him anywhere since he doesn't have a no-trade clause. But a superstar of his gravitas usually gets his way. See how Kevin Durant pushed for a trade to the Suns. Sixers may be headed for process 2.0. At the end of the day, it'll all hinge on the Sixers' capability to give Joel Embiid a championship-level supporting cast. But with James Harden growing frustrated with how they handled contract negotiations, they may end up losing a nightly 20-10 threat for a bunch of spare parts, or perhaps even nothing in free agency if they hold on to him. The Sixers were also inactive in free agency, only picking up Patrick Beverley despite losing the likes of Shake Milton, Georges Niang, and Jalen McDaniels, a player they traded Matisse Thybulle and some draft compensation for. The Sixers still have a talented core even after those departures, but with only 3 players under contract for the 2024-25 season, an upheaval could soon be coming for Philadelphia. Thus, if Joel Embiid sees the writing on the wall, don't be too surprised if he demands a trade.